So this debate hasn't escaped me either. To trim or not to trim. If I trim my hair, it won't grow. If I trim my hair, it will always stay short. Well, I trim my hair and my hair grew. I trim my hair is healthy. So let's check this out then. Wanted to make this video because this also goes hand in hand with growing our hair very long and healthy. And I'm going to get into it with you ladies to see if it's better to trim or better not to trim. But guess what? I'm leaning towards trimming because I trimmed my hair to get it to grow this long. So let's get into it. Let's see. Let's start with understanding why we have to trim. Can anybody tell me why do we even have to trim? Well, ladies, I have two words for you. Split ends. Or in scientific terminology, trichoptosis. Again, trichoptosis. But I'm not going to get too scientific with you ladies. I'm just going to keep it real. Because I know getting too technical will bore the heck out of 99% of you ladies. And I am not here to bore you. I am here to help you and to just tell it like it is. Okay? So let's check out split ends. Let me tell you, before I even begin to explain what split ends are, let me tell you something. Nobody likes these bad guys. Not the black girls, not the white girls, not the Spanish girls, not any female that truly cherishes her hair. But unfortunately, ladies, they are a fact of life. And while our hair would never be totally free of split ends, let me repeat this. And while our hair would never be totally free of split ends, Shima here is going to tell you the best way to get rid of 99.9% of them. The right way. Okay, now let's get into what are split ends. Well, ladies, believe it or not, we have two types of split ends. Splitting ends and split ends. Again, splitting ends and split ends. Splitting ends are places along the hair shaft where the cuticle is actively breaking apart, and the cortex of the hair is exposed. These splitting ends can occur at any point along the hair shaft, but they tend to cause their greatest damage near the ends of our hair shaft. Now, some people say that splitting ends that go untreated, meaning not cut off or trimmed off, I should say, will continue to split up the entire shaft. But such an occurrence is not always the case, ladies. So don't worry too much about that. Because guess what? Depending on the angle of the split, the tear can reach fairly high up the hair shaft. But, and this is a big but, a majority of splits simply peel away or break off not far from or right where they first originated. You understood that? This means that it would not split all the way up the hair strand. Sometimes they just, it's a even less than half of an inch of splitting occurring, and they just split right off. Now, let's understand what split ends. I explained what splitting ends are. They're splitting. Let's understand what split ends are. Okay, now with split ends, this is when the main split has already peeled away from the rest of the shaft. Again, with split ends, this is when the main split has already peeled away from the rest of the shaft. When your ends look like this, ladies, your ends are no longer splitting. They have already split and broken off. These ends are the ones that are see-through, transparent type ends that we are so used to seeing actually. Again, they look like this and like this. You see the white bulbs? Split ends. Split ends can become Splitting ends, again, if not treated with a sharp pair of shears or very sharp scissors. Okay, now, second thing, what causes split ends? Number one, drum roll please, hair dryness. I keep telling you ladies that this is our number one enemy. Some of you listen, some of you don't listen, but I will stress it and stress it again until the majority of you finally listen. And I also keep telling you ladies that the best way to get rid of our number one enemy is to, say it with me now, moisturize. What's the best way to get rid of hair dryness? Moisturize. Why do we have to moisturize? Because as Afro-textured women, we are born with naturally dry hair. We have to manually input this moisture into our hair, unlike most of our white counterparts. Okay, number two, too much heat. Curling irons, flat irons, hot combing, and worst of all, every single day. Come on ladies, you know who you are. Some of us are frying our hair with these heat things every single freaking day, or every other freaking day, which is just as bad. If you love your curling irons and cannot put them down, then I strongly encourage you. No, I'm telling you. I am going to tell you because I've been there. Okay? Only use it once a week. And stretch it even further if you can. As a matter of fact, now that I think of it, heat use is probably next to number one with hair dryness. This that causes those split ends I'm talking about. Okay? It encourages more hair dryness, these heat appliances. Again, just as relaxers, they don't have to be damaging if you know how to utilize them. The thing is, the average person doesn't know how to utilize certain things. You have to learn how to utilize them correctly so they will not cause damage. You relax your hair once every 8 weeks max. As women of color, we should stretch it to 8 weeks or more. Okay. Now, again, I don't want to get too scientific on you ladies, but the reason for this regarding the heat use is because heat rapidly depletes the moisture balance and affects the protein structure within the hair shaft. In other words, you're screwing up your hair. Okay, with too much heat appliances, you're screwing up your hair. Let me just leave it at that. Okay, I'm not gonna move forward from this topic before telling you this. The type of heat appliances you should be using are the ceramic or tourmaline kind. Again, the ceramic or tourmaline heating tools are the best ones to use. This is because these heating devices provide a much better, more controllable heat setting. It's right there. They have a little button where you can graduate how high, how low it can go. It's not just high, low, medium like some of them. You can actually position it's like a little knob, and it's like a temperature thing that goes up or it goes down. That's what I'm talking about with the best heating tools to use. You also be sure to use heat protectants or some type of serum before applying any form of heat. You should take every step necessary to stop hair dryness, ladies. Some of these things are just common sense. You see that there's smoke coming out of your hair practically if the heating tool is too high. I mean, come on. Common sense, ladies, common sense.